Well, this video is supposed to be about the Great Dane build, but instead, I ended up working on customers' trucks and our trucks all week. Back on this dang Kenworth again. This time I'm just trying to fix the AC on it. It's been giving us problems for a couple months now. We just can't get it to work. Like, we can't get any juice to the AC compressor. And I went through and we checked everything. It hasn't worked ever since we replaced this box. It was rusted out like all Kenworths do. So we put one of these aluminum ones on. Right there. And it's really clean and nice, but ever since then, we can't get this thing to work. So I'm wondering if somewhere along the line there's a wire messed up, because it used to work. After we swapped the engine, it worked. And then we replaced that, and it's never worked since. And I replaced the old control system because it wasn't working for the longest time with the fans. The switch burnt up. So we replaced that, and it came with all the right wire harness and everything. But we were having the AC problem prior to fixing this, so I don't think I have to take this out again. There's got to be something outside the truck giving us problems. This is why I have trust issues with new parts. It wasn't this, but I took, because everything in here pretty much runs off of ground, so I hooked a jumper up to the black wire in here, which is a hot. And I checked these, because this is your AC switch right here. I checked these and I have ground coming in. When I flip it to AC, there's ground going out. So I had to go to the next spot. So like I said, this is all new, but I had ground coming into my thermostat resistor. I believe that's what you call it. There was ground coming in, no ground coming out of that prong down there. So I went over and I grabbed the old one off this truck. And as you can see, I got it hooked up there. Problem solved. I'm gonna take this new one out, put the old one in, put everything back together and get them down the road. It's blowing cold air now. Not very cold though. I'm afraid some of it might have leaked out since it's not been used in months over the winter, you know. So I'm gonna go get the gauges and charge the system a little bit. And now it's Saturday and Friday, and I got this truck in. Let me explain what we're gonna do to this truck. So this truck hit a Bambi right there, screwed up the bumper. The grill is all tweaked out of place. Thankfully, it hit dead square on and it didn't mess up the fenders or the sides of the hood at all. The sides are nice and straight yet, because that would have sucked if it hit on like this side and pushed the fender back in. I'd end up needing to replace the fender and polishing out a new one, and repainting the side of this hood, which would be an absolute pain, because I saved that paint code when I made it up, because that was just mixing up all kinds of toners and stuff to make this color. And I saved it all in my memory bank, and I'd have to really search hard to try and remember how to mix that to make this match. I know I can do it, but I don't want to do it. So thankfully it hit the dead center of it. I do have a little bit of paint left over from painting this truck, so I'm going to repaint the surrounds right here around the trim of the headlight. So we're going to repaint those because they're kind of rock chipped after running this truck for about 2 years now. I got a new bumper coming. It's not here yet, so sadly I'm not going to be able to replace the bumper this round. But we're going to replace the hood. I mean the grill, not the hood. The grill surround and grill, with the 12 gauge 379 or 389 to 379 grill conversion kit. It all comes in a box like this. I'm gonna get this unpackaged, figure out what I have, what I gotta all do, what it's missing, and start putting it together. I'm gonna get this hood off first. We're gonna go ahead and rip this thing off, set it down on the ground, start cutting hucks, and take the headlights off, steps off. While it's off, I might as well repolish the front of the fenders. This thing is going to be at a truck show May 4th at Horse and Buggy Accessories in California, Missouri. we're gonna have a couple trucks there, so it's gonna have to all be polished out by then. That's only like 2 weeks from now, maybe 3. So I don't have enough time this round to polish the entire fender, but I'll at least polish up to here. So that way it'll save me time when I go to polish it like next week when I get the bumper in, hopefully. So let's get right into tearing this thing apart and see what the 379 grill looks like on here. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I've seen a couple of them now. I don't know. We were gonna go back to a regular 389 grill, but figured this truck here already has like a classic look to it. So I think doing that, and I'd like to do double squares or double rounds sometime on it. And it'll just give it a really good old school looking vibe. So let's get this thing tore apart. Okay, in the next clip, the grill should be off. I'm not gonna waste everybody's time showing me grinding off 57 hucks. The only thing that I gotta do yet, as far as taking it off other than grinding all those hucks, is I just gotta take the 6 little bolts out of the back side of this headlight. And I believe there's only 2 on that step down there. So I'm gonna just take that stuff apart, and then we'll pick up right where we left off. Now I am just really hoping that the new one comes back every bit as far as the old one did, so we don't end up with a gray line of primer. I'm gonna have to just test fit it. If we do, I'm gonna take it back off and I'll probably tape this off right here and I'll just paint that. Honestly, if we see any of it, it's gonna be just a thin little bit, so if I just paint it that black, you'd probably never notice. So we'll just have to see what happens. So there's the kit, and it does come with a baggie of like stainless steel carriage bolts. So technically, if you have a grinder, you could do this yourself without a huck gun, because they are pretty expensive. I know a lot of shops don't have them, but I have a huck gun, and I'll be using some chrome dipped hucks. So we'll be hucking it together. So yeah, I don't need those. I think this is gonna look pretty good. The trim ring is super warpy. I'm hoping when I pull the hucks tight that it'll straighten it all out. But I mean, every way that you look at this thing, it is warped. But I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I think before I even test fit this, I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this strip here black. It won't hurt it even if we don't see any of it, but at least I don't have to take anything back off. If everything fits nice, I can just keep on trucking, get it all hucked up, and there'll be no hucking around. We'll get it hucking done. So let's get this thing back together. Okay, I just test fit at the top crown just to check, and with the holes lined up right there, I mean, it all but covers everything. And those lines that you're seeing is just leftover wax from buffing this old grill out a couple times. I'm gonna clean all that up before I fully mount this. I'm still gonna paint that trim ring though. So I'm just gonna use some Imron single stage gloss black and just dab it up a little bit with a foam brush, just to give it a little bit of a that's probably way too much accelerator for that much. Now it's gonna work in reverse. Anyhow, we're gonna dab it up with that so that way it has a good coating underneath and doesn't end up corroding on me.
Everybody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, Josh doing another patch job.
Now I dripped on the fender. You guys shouldn't be seeing this right now. I think I miscalculated something. That stainless piece there is definitely not strong enough to go across the bottom. Like on a 379, it's thicker. I have a feeling you're supposed to reuse this channel right here, which is, I don't think it's gonna be able to straighten out enough to use on a new grill. See, this bottom piece butts up against there like that. And then I'm gonna assume, just because of the amount of holes, that the grill goes all the way down to the bottom holes there. Out here in the boneyard looking for a bottom cross brace. I know I had one somewhere around here, used one, but this is what a 379 one looks like. See, they don't have anything in behind there. It just hucks right on there to your front horn or whatever you want to call that. And that's just one solid piece, as you can see. So I don't know what's keeping me from just putting a flat piece of angle iron back there and run it across for a little bit of support strength. But I'm gonna look around a little bit longer. It's probably thrown in one of these bunks full of parts. I know I have one. At this point, I believe, what in the heck is a new set of fenders doing in here? At this point, I believe I'm looking too hard for this, when I know I can probably just make something that'll be just as good, if not better. It just makes me mad because I know I have one, and parts like that kind of get placed with the hoods, and then things get moved around, And 2-3 years later, all of a sudden I don't know where anything is. So it's too late to be out here looking around like this. We're just gonna build something, we're gonna get it done. Okay? Okay. Nobody's gonna complain about it. Okay? Well, sadly, I don't have the piece. I can't find it, at least when it's dark out. So I'm gonna look for it tomorrow. If I can't find it, we're just gonna order a new piece, and he's gonna take Dad's truck to get his load, and I'll get the new bracket in Monday sometime. So this is all gonna be put together next week. So, and I wanna post this video this week. So you're gonna have to come back for part 2 of everything being put together and reinstalled. So that'll be a part 2. You guys love when I do that. If in the meantime, if you guys want to catch up on this truck, this entire truck was actually built, and there's a playlist for it on my YouTube. I'll link it right now. You guys can watch me build this truck. And yeah, anyhow, see you in part 2.